Authorities hunting down a man tagged as the prime suspect in the deadly bombings in Jolo, Sulu. You're looking at the photograph of alias Kama. Here's what we know about him. Police say Kama is the brother of a slain Abu Sayyaf member and is said to be a member of the Ajang subgroup, which operates under the Abu Sayyaf. Kama escaped when combined police and military units raided his home on Tuesday, but his companion was killed after a supposed shootout with the raiding team. The military continues to scour the hinterlands of Patikul town, where Kama and his followers are believed to be holed up. Authorities have cleared and released at least 4 men tagged as persons of interest. The men seen on security camera footage in the aftermath of the bombings voluntarily turned themselves in yesterday to clear their names. They were questioned for hours, among them a public school teacher from the town of Kalingalang, Kalawang, about an hour drive east of Jolo.
Nakakatakot din kasi hindi mo masabihan na, wait, hindi naman totoo yan. Mayroong mga taong you cannot control.
While the police are still verifying their claims of innocence, PNP Chief Oscar Albayalde tells CNN Philippines the agency is willing to apologize for implicating the 4 men in the Jolo bombings. The bombing attack on a cathedral in Jolo not only left 22 people dead and scores wounded, but also forced hundreds of people to flee for safety. The military is still pursuing members of terror groups believed to be behind the bombing. That as they allay fears of more acts of violence. Our senior correspondent David Santos reports.
As the military intensifies its pursuit operations in Patikul town against a group believed to be behind the Jolo Cathedral bombings, more than 300 families leave their homes and are now staying in temporary shelters.
Umalis kami, takot kami.
Ano meron?
Eh siyempre, may putukan doon. Daanan minsan yung mga Abu Sayyaf. Tapos takot kami, baka may enkwentro, nasa gitna kami. Kaya umalis na lang kami doon.
Army troops and armed members of the so-called Ajang group briefly clashed in the hinterlands of Patikul on Thursday morning. Reports say the bandit group was led by a certain Makrin, an associate of Abu Sayyaf leader Hatib Sawajaan. There were no reports of casualties from either sides.
Dahil nga sa thickly forested yung area, medyo may kahirapan talaga na hanapin sila doon sa loob ng operational area natin.
In Jolo, authorities trying to counter speculations of more violence after the recent blasts. A military truck going around the town center, calling on the people to disregard what it calls is a mere tech scare, but at the same time being vigilant. More parts of the capital Jolo have returned to normal except within the immediate premises of the Our Lady of Mount Carmel Cathedral. Almost a week since the bombing, investigating authorities are still combing through this blast site, hoping to find crucial pieces of evidence that could help them determine what type of explosives used and whose signatures are on it. A team from the NBI's Counterterrorism Division literally scraping for fragments embedded on the church pews and walls.
Yung mga makukuha naming shrapnel dyan, it is formed or part of the bomb component, kailangan namin yon to reconstruct para malaman ng EOD natin kung gaano kalaki at ano yung ginamit dyan.
Despite the blast site having been contaminated with people crossing over it and debris cleared out for days now, the NBI still hopes to find vital forensics data in its investigation. It will then collaborate with other agencies doing separate inquiries to get a clearer picture of how the bombing was carried out. This amid conflicting statements earlier from government officials, including President Duterte, on who can be behind the attack and what could have been the motive. In Jolo, Sulu, David Santos, CNN Philippines.
Good morning, Andre. I didn't bring my Borat swimsuit today, but I am ready for whatever the base got in store for us. And so far, it's been a beautiful sunrise. We don't actually get to see it because, you know, that sun's on the other side. That's usually how these things work. But you can feel the vibe here is totally different. I used to go biking here a lot, and I've seen what this place is like. And I've seen the ups and downs, and right now, it's a very big up. At least as far as the mood, because people are chilling out here. I don't know if it's because of the publicity that this has been getting, but people are enjoying this morning. Christine asked earlier if there's still a smell. There is still a little bit of a smell, but it is a big improvement from what it was. So hopefully with a little bit more of a cleanup, more of an effort, not just from the agencies and the government, but more from the people around who use this area to make sure that they take care of Manila Bay, we'll see this restored to its former glory. At the moment, they're looking at about 47 billion to bring it back to what it was. So that's just a partial cost of what our littering does to Manila Bay. So let's do our best to clean it up. I've been talking to some people over here. I got some guys over here. Can I talk to you for a second? Are we okay? You guys use this area a lot?
Well, not often. Back when we were kids, yeah.
Wait, I mean, like you do this foldable biking thing. You do this. Is this your regular route?
Well, no, actually, at the other side. But right now, considering with the good news, well, we're considering it as a regular route.
Have you seen these cleanups happen before?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
So this is your first experience with it.
Yes. With the media and everything, it feels like it's worth it going right now at this area.
Do you have any concerns out there, or are you just generally very happy to see what you see?
Well, we do hope that this would continue. It's a good start, though.
Okay.
Well, like you said, a bit smell. Hopefully, it would continue with the cleanups and with the help of everyone.
All right. Well, that's just. Are you doing this for work? Are you commuting, or are you just doing this for leisure right now?
Well, right now for leisure. But yeah, I do bike to work, and having good surroundings, cleanliness, well, it's a perfect lifestyle for everyone.
Well, thank you very much. As you can see, this cannot just be only an environmental issue, but this could have a great impact on traffic. If we clean up our waterways, if we clean up our sidewalks, not just here in Manila Bay, but all around, we can open it up to pedestrians and other more efficient forms of transportation, like bicycles. Remember, a good city is one that moves around really fast. And what we're trying to do here, or what it seems that the focus is in Manila, is to always prioritize four-wheeled vehicles. We see it with the way they design roads. We see it with the way they design infrastructure. But maybe we should be giving more back to the people in terms of pedestrian access and biking access. And we'll probably see a huge jump there, or improvement in transportation. I'm open to the Q&A, guys.
Okay, James, Celine Piolago
I know
was
you've
talking
always
about...
got questions, so I'm building it in.
All right, Celine Piolago was talking about, removing the garbage on the shoreline, right? It's very clear that they've done a good job there so far.
Tons.
What about the garbage that's actually in the water?
Okay, I can't really see anything from here, but they did do underwater tests. She was telling us about yesterday. They went down as far as, I think, 10 meters to check the garbage in the water. They're saying it's pretty clean, but there's still a lot more to go, especially in terms of the toxicity of the water. They're trying to get that down to a level that is swimmable. I think we're talking, it was 3 million or 300 million. It's a lot. But basically, it has to go down at least 3 times that level for it to be safe. But we do see some people not swimming, but enjoying the bay, as we discussed earlier. They're in the water. I don't know if that qualifies as swimming.
I don't even know if I would want to, dip my toes in there just yet.
But one thing that's interesting, though, because they've always been having these cleanups, right, James? I mean, Manila Bay, I've done several runs for the cleanup of Manila Bay. But now, I mean, with the president, Duterte says, no, you guys clean it up. And all of a sudden, these LGUs or the governments, they're like, my first question is, how could you just let it go by for so long? And now all of these establishments are saying, you're in violation, you're in violation,
yes.
you're in violation, and they just let it go on for so long.
Yes, that seems to be a very common thread, Christine, on social media. I just posted that I was here this morning, and majority of the comments are around that. They're saying, how did these people get licenses to begin with? What's the liability of the LGU that did issue these business permits, didn't check on whether they were treating their waters, etc., before releasing it into Manila Bay? So these are some of the questions I think that they're going to have to dig into throughout the year to make sure that this is sustainable and not just a one-time, big time, as people are calling it, or some kind of a publicity stunt. Everyone I've spoken to are assuring me that it is not. It is something that they would like to continue throughout the year. So I think we would like to see more answers on what will happen to the offenders, not just the people here right now, but more so the businesses that contribute to all of the garbage around this area.
Thank you, James. Take care there, buddy. Good job. Always on the scene. The man, James Deacon, live from Ross Boulevard at the Manila Bay.
The battleground for the midterm elections taking shape. The Commission on Elections has released a certified list of senatorial and party list candidates for this year's polls. Take a look at your screens. We are now flashing the names of the official candidates as they are set to appear on the ballot. From 152 senatorial aspirants, the list was earlier trimmed down to 76, then further cut down to 63. Some of those in the race are current and former senators. They include Nancy Binay, Bong Revilla, Juan Ponce Enrile, Coco Pimentel, Grace Poe, Mar Rojas, Sergio Peña, and Cynthia Villar. The COMELEC also released the 134 official party list candidates. For the full list of candidates, you can go to our website, cnnphilippines.com. A manhunt now underway after a barangay captain was killed in Quezon City. Our CN Arcangel has the latest on the investigation.
The police have a composite facial sketch of one of the suspected gunmen who shot Barangay Bagong Silangan, Quezon City chairperson Crisel Beltran on Wednesday. The Quezon City Police District Chief says a witness identified the suspect when he took off his motorcycle helmet for a split second before firing at Beltran's vehicle in broad daylight.
Nung maubusan ng bala yung baril niya, nag-change mag, hindi niya siguro masyado makita yung baril, madilim, inangat yung helmet, kaya nagkaroon tayo ng lead.
Esquivel says police are looking at the possible involvement of 6 suspects, though the motive remains uncertain. He says there's a possibility Beltran was killed because of her job or personal conflict.
Baka sa ano niya ng hobby niya ng desisyon, somebody must have been affected by her decision. And the last that we are looking is yung love angle ni Kapitana, pag-ibig.
Even though Beltran's death is considered a case of election-related violence, Esquivel clarifies, the police cannot say just yet that it was politically motivated. Beltran is running for congresswoman in Quezon City's 2nd District. She's up against 2 other women, incumbent Councilor Precious Castelo and former Congresswoman Annie Rosa Susano.
It is election-related violence by the very nature na barangay chairwoman siya and is running for congressional seat. But I would like to clarify, yung political motive is not yet established.
Quezon City Vice Mayor Joy Belmonte says the city government is offering 5 million pesos for information that will lead to the killer's arrest. But despite the incident, Belmonte believes there's no reason to declare Quezon City as an election hotspot.
Tingin ko premature yun. That will only cause panic. That will only cause our people to doubt the integrity of our government, our local government.
With a 5 million peso bounty, Esquivel believes it's just a matter of time before the suspects in Beltran's killing fall into police hands.
If I give you a fair warning, you better surrender to me within 24 hours. Otherwise, pag kami nakauna sa'yo, we will see what happens.
Belmonte says the city government is working closely with the police to prevent more cases of election-related violence ahead of the May midterm polls. CN Arcangel, CNN Philippines.